bad thing. What do you mean? Well, it's a bad thing to feel like you can control one person. I mean, and this goes for either or, whether this is a male or a female. I don't think that it's right to control anyone. I don't think that's right. Now, I don't think I was ever really good at relationships because, well, because I just don't fit the norm. I just don't fit the norm of what what women are supposed to do or think or believe, and which is pretty, it's whatever. I just don't, I just don't support the societal belief that one should get married. And I feel as if you really do want to get married, then why would you need a certificate to go and get married? Excuse me. Why would you need anyone's permission to go and get married? If you want to be in a relationship, then you be in that relationship, so be it. So, on what I would consider to be realistic is, so to speak. Now, when I start talking about this, I'm going to say this is probably like, this is like, this is definitely not PG-13. I don't really censor myself, and it would probably, if you get offended easily, it's probably you shouldn't listen any further. Okay. So, the reason why I support polygamous relationships sometimes.
Okay, so for some strange reason, when I did this video previously, they had like cut me out. They cut me out in like 2 or 3 different segments. And which is strange because I know I was getting really good Wi-Fi and my data was on. So as to the reason why they would just cut off what I had to say at that point, I said that's why I was saying this is not no PG-13. This is definitely like a TVMA, triple X and shit. Like, and I didn't mean to be like nasty about it. It's just the truth of it is that sex drive is another thing. It's like, hello, duh. That's why polygamy, okay? And it's not like something like fun. If you're fortunate enough, and I don't care which one you are, male or female, if you're fortunate enough to discover someone who you find attractive, who is compatible with you, that can tolerate you, that is willing to compromise with you, that is willing to put up with you individually, and then matches your sex drive, then you're good. I mean, wow. I mean, congratulations if you've discovered that. I haven't. So that's why I say what I say. And then it's like, so then what are you just supposed to, if that's the case, when you're on your okay, your needs aren't being met, or your wants, whatever, and then what? Now you're left with the option of cheating, which is polygamy, or is it cheating? I mean, if people could be honest with themselves and then be honest with their partners, this wouldn't be an issue. A lot of things are stigmatized, and then the shame and the shaming, this cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. The things that are stigmatized, that people like bash each other for, or like attack each other for, are things that really, in all honesty, looking at the bigger picture, is like really, it's useless and almost nonsensical to bash each other for that. And some of those, what are those subjects that I'm talking about that people shame each other for, or there's so much stigmatization around it? It's like, it's almost taboo for people to talk about, which would be your sexual reproductive health and infections and diseases, the transmission, whatever. Things like oral sex is another stigmatization, and by that I mean oral sex in regards to females and women, not so much for the males. That part is kind of like was engineered for it to be kind of like at the forefront of, okay, at the forefront of everyone's top of the top requests of, okay, the top request and the top you just were aware of it. Okay, you can basically say, you can pinpoint this, what is the root cause, and the inspiring factor coming from pornography, coming from media and music, so on and so forth, and then peer pressure and wherever they pick that shit up from. And then, the list goes on. However, there's still a lot of cultural stigmatization, especially for the melanated population in regards to the so-called African American experience. Yeah, they did that on purpose. But anyways, it's annoying. It's very annoying. It's very irritating because these things need to be spoken about, but it's difficult to speak about them based off of the social engineering and the propaganda and the all this bullshit, because you're looked down upon and you're devalued for things that are inevitable. Okay. And then also, personally, I've heard so many things that just are like, wow, it's so just, where are they getting I just kind of go, how could you accept this as, like, why wouldn't you question that? Like, for instance, um, culturally, and I'm speaking now in regards to like Haitians and Jamaicans, okay, and there's other ones, but the males, the men, they'll be like, they do not, they don't practice oral sex with women. However, they they almost require, it's like it's a given that you're gonna be serving that. Now you see why being single is not only just more it's just more acceptable, but being single is almost it's the most peaceful resort. Why? Because it's like, oh, ain't no way in hell, like, for someone to actually believe this shit. And but don't get me wrong, the thing is, the reason why I say this and how I know this is because, like I said, I can be in the presence of just about anyone. This could be my damn enemy, and I'm still gonna ask you questions, and I'm still gonna study. Like, I don't give a fuck. That's not going to stop me. That doesn't scare me, and it doesn't prevent me from doing what I do and how I do it. So, like, when society or the the observers, they'll be like, "Oh, are you fucking him? Are you doing this and that and that and that and this?" It's like, just because you see someone, you don't know shit. And fucking, I don't give a fuck what you think. You can assume whatever you want to assume. And just because you think one way that I disagree, I'm not, I don't hold myself to them standards. So fuck off if that's how you feel. And like, that's the thing, is like, I don't care what people think of me. Yeah, it may bother me if I care about that person who thinks that of me, but at the end of the day, beginning of the day, middle of the day, it doesn't matter what stage we're at of the day or night. I don't give a fuck. And it's not going to stop me from saying what I say. It's not going to stop me from doing what I do. It's not going to stop me from having these conversations. Okay, so back to that. I've had peers and girls that I went to school with, was have heard it more than once. I've heard it on a few or many occasions where where the so-called African American male, or not even just the African American male, this could also be the Haitian, the Jamaican, I don't even remember how you say it. What is it, Guyanese, I don't know. But anyways, they go, they say, they basically have said the same thing, and this is coming from younger ones, this is coming from older ones, this is coming from middle-aged ones. They say the same thing, is that it's basically, it's nasty to do it to it's nasty to do oral sex with a female, with a woman, okay, right? But then yet, oh, don't get me started. Like, when I question their logic behind this or try to have a conversation, it actually is, that's stimulating for me. Like, I find it very fascinating because their reasons for their beliefs are variable. However, the main root response or their reason was just how they were brought up. It's a cultural, so it's a learned thing, and then it's a learned bias. But is that not hypocrisy? I mean, that's why I go. That's why I ask: are they not able to question their own logic? Are they unable to analyze their own thought processing? Um, because same thing goes for like how I could admit being possessive or being jealous is not a natural or even a healthy response or reaction. It is, I am aware of it, and it is a trait that tends to, it seems to appear more predominantly in females than it does for males. Not to say that males don't get jealous or possessive, because they sure the fuck do. I should know. But it's more acted out, and this behavior tends to appear predominantly in females. Okay? So, yeah, if how can hypocrisy and the lack of ability to analyze and think critically of this train of thought of how it's nasty for a man to do oral sex to a woman that he wants to pursue or whatever, blah blah blah, but yet as far as him receiving oral sex, then it's a given, or it's mandatory for him, or of course it's so shallow. And that's why I say what I say about that is like, where is this coming from? Where are you getting your information? Why do you assume that this is just how it goes? Because that's how a lot of them really think. They really believe it, and it's like they're just passing down this point of view, which is very crippling to any type of, I mean, it's whatever. And the only woman or females that are going to tolerate such a thing is the ones who don't know what they like, or they just don't want the drama of it, which to me, you're better off being single. Like, what the fuck? No, don't. Why? Okay, whatever. So the logic of it. And then, and then during like teenage years and shit, that was what these fucking whatever these guys were saying. And it's just ridiculous. And even back then, I'd be looking cross-eyed, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm sorry, language. What are you talking about? Like, wow. And then and then the patience. Oh wow, it's like it gets difficult talking about it, because it's like you'll get shit. I'd get a lot of interruptions or shutdowns. It'll be like, oh well, because they just don't want to go there. It's either one of two things. It's either, well, I guess for me, I feel like it's either one of two things. It's either ignorance, or it's a deliberate censoring of the truth. Okay.
Fake as fuck. And men.
Sorry.
So the reason why I support polygamous relationships, sometimes they're fake as fuck. And men are fake too, but not to the same degree as women being fake. Us women, collectively, we are fake as shit. We think that we're supposed to be like this modest mouse, and or like this super diva and shit. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't have nothing against no modest mouse or against any divas. I just say that I can understand why a man would want to be with more than one woman, but at the same time, I can also understand from a woman's perspective why she would want to be with more than with more than one man. Because, well, are we talking about from a relationship aspect, or are we talking about from procreating? Like, are you talking about having more children?
Shit. Are we talking about from a sexual point of view? Are we talking about from a financial point of view? I mean, unfortunately, we live in this system where, this money law, it's man law. Hey, whatever. You can say whatever. Who around the world? Girls, you can say that all day. But the thing is that it's a game, okay? It's a fucking game. So the reason why she would be in a polygamous relationship is because, well, maybe she likes to be around a lot of different people. Maybe she likes different people. Maybe she wants to, maybe she's like Snow White. Like, I want to be Snow White shit. I'll be Snow Blanca. Whatever. You could just call me whatever you want to call me. I don't give a fuck. Shit, hell yeah, I want seven soldiers. Okay. Give me seven soldiers. Like, yeah. Okay. She want to be around different, points of view. She wants to connect with them intellectually. Maybe perhaps she is just bored, or maybe perhaps she's not sexually satisfied, or maybe she wants more. It doesn't matter. That's why. It's same thing for males. I'm pretty sure. I don't have a penis. I can't tell you what it's like to be a man, but I'm pretty sure, okay, women are attractive, so he wants to be, for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe he might have the same reasons as the female would, but I mean, based off of behaviors, I think it would have more to do with just attention or whatever, and for sexual whatever. Okay, fine. But I'd be like this. Okay, let's be honest about something. And this is going to offend. It may offend, and I don't care. It's not my business. It's not. I have no control over how you feel about what I say. And I'm not going to censor myself. Okay. For the most part, it's not hypersexuality. I used to call it hypersexuality, but it's actually not. If you are comfortable and you're accepting of your sexuality, then this is not far-fetched. Actually, it's like, if you're not satisfied and you're not getting what you want, but you maybe like this person, or you're in a committed relationship with them, you don't want to keep badgering them. He's not a robot. So it's like, okay, if he's open to it, if he's mature enough, he'll listen. He might not like it. He may not go with you. But this is the truth of it. It's like, okay, would you want to be in a relationship with someone like that? Any damn way. Or can he meet you? Can you meet him, and can he meet you in the middle, halfway, or close somewhere there? Are you getting that? If not, then that's why you would want to be like Snow White and have your seven soldiers. Like, okay, hello, duh. Like, what? And no, if I if I have to resort to toys and shit, or by myself, then or then I'll do it by myself. There's no need to be in a relationship. If my thing is that if we communicated more, and instead of being so goddamn fragile about people and emotions, or being offensive, or being so passive, that shit gets old and really fucking disgusting. It's kind of like, whatever, we could avoid a whole lot of shit instead of making shit extra complicated, which it does not need to be, or to be bullies. Because I mean, shit, me too, I'm guilty of it. Fucking bullies, because it's like, feel threatened and shit. But at the same time, I'd be like, my derogatory behavior, it was an outlet based off of just accumulated fucking rage and anger of bullshit. Because when I see a pattern of things and it keeps on going like that, or if I see things and it be like, oh hell no, what you presented to me, your self-image, how you first started off compared to what we're at now, and you switch it up like that, and then disrespect me in such a way that I respond to that with having to be belligerent and shit. Oh yeah, it's a wrap. I'll be by myself, and fuck all that. Because yes, I'm wrong for resorting to having to be violent, but you wrong for sitting here trying to present yourself such a way when all you had to do was keep it real from the beginning. And what the fuck you think I am? Because you know damn well, if it was all that, and if you were really on some honesty and not being a fraud, then you wouldn't have to play them games. You would just be straight up with what you wanted. So you'd be like, oh, I'm just trying to fuck. That you know what? I bet you'd still get laid. But look, okay, you can't be a bitch about it either. Like, if you, I don't care which spectrum you're at. If you're a female, shit, fuck that. First of all, you ain't gonna be here. You ain't never gonna hear me say that, but it's like, fucking, so what if she does? Fucking don't disrespect her. Fucking at least she's honest. Okay. And then, furthermore, it's like, well, then, motherfucker, then what are you doing? What are you doing? You think that you're just entitled to whatever? Okay, well, I don't think you are. So you have to remove yourself, like now. And if you keep intruding and interrupting me, and you think that you could see, that's another thing. I get very agitated because I'll be like, look, motherfucker, don't touch me. And then you'll touch me, and you see why I flip out the way that I do. It's like, bitch, don't touch me. Just like how I don't touch you like that. Like, it's fucking how strange it would be if I just, every time I see you, and fucking, then you go, oh, I'm sorry. No, the fuck you ain't, motherfucker. You testing me is what you doing, and you about to get fucked up. And that's exactly what happens, is they end up getting fucked up because it's built up rage. Like, don't fucking disrespect me. Like, I'm not disrespecting you. I don't throw the first stone. I just end that shit, and that's why I end up being belligerent, which is unacceptable, because that's a disrespect to my fucking self. Like, the fuck, motherfucker. I don't have to keep telling you this. So then what? So that's why I go to my defense mode and start putting hands on motherfuckers, because it's like, damn, even if I end up getting my ass beat, I'm down for my cause. It's like, fucking, you don't get to disrespect me and then treat me like I'm some fucking object, when you know, first of all, that I'm not about all that. Like, and don't you ever get it twisted. Like, fuck, look, motherfucker, I am human. Okay, one. For two, I'm more than a human. Okay. And three, I'm aware. So you know this. And you gonna keep fucking with me and testing me, motherfucker? That bitch, end the discussion. Goodbye. So if I have to react this way, which is sad, but if I have to respond this way, you bet your ass it's not something that was quickly resorted to. This is something that, because you keep testing me, then I just freak the fuck out, because you keep testing me, and then you meet your. But see, I think they do that. I'm pretty sure they do that because they want that reaction out of me, which goes to show that that's why I don't mind being single. I don't see why people be like, I'm so lonely. Like, no, the fuck you're not. You're not lonely. You're not bored. Okay, you're hot. You're fucking attractive. You don't need none of that shit. Don't fucking accept none of that shit. I mean, I'll be like, I'll take a check, motherfucker. I'll take a tip. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like, no. And I mean, the people be like, oh, well, you're using your beauty as a weapon. That sound impossible to me. How can I use my beauty as a weapon? Fucking, you mean because somebody couldn't control, their lust? Oh, well, that's not my fucking problem. I don't get dressed up to look good for these. I do it for me. Fucking, I'm the one who's turned on by me. I don't need them. Fucking, as far as I'm concerned, I am my wife. I'm my own wife. I'm already in a marriage. I'm in a marriage to myself. And fucking, if I'm not saying until, if someone is willing to go through that, then more power to them. Fucking, then they're spoiled for life, and I'm spoiled for life. But unlike that, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, please, they'd be like, you gonna have 10 cats and shit. Good. You say that like it's a bad thing. Please. I'm not falling for no shit. I'm not falling for someone who's not willing to be, who is not compatible with me, who I don't find attractive, who isn't sexually stimulating, who isn't, like, can't connect with me consciously. Like, this person has to have a lot of patience, because I have a lack of patience. The only time that I really can express patience is if this is my child, or if this is someone that, I mean, they just have to have all them qualities. I can't say specifically who that is. That's why, hence, where I bring in the concept of Snow White and the Seven Soldiers. Okay.
Children? Or are you talking about just being a freak? Okay, because both sides make a lot of fucking sense. And this is another reason why I just never understood relationships. I never understood the holding hands. I just was.
Holding hands don't bother me, I guess. It's more so, what bothers me is PDA, the public displays of affection. Like, for me, I think it's a bit much. The only time, the only times where I think PDA is acceptable is like it's okay to be intimate or to be close or whatever, but it's like that comes into this goes reverts back to the possessiveness. It's like, are we broadcasting to the world or what? Because as far as I'm concerned, they don't need to be in my business. Why do I give a fuck about impressing them? Hell no. As far as I'm concerned, they should just assume that I don't want them to know what the fuck is going on, because you never know. You might find you a big fish or something. I don't know. We can play that to whatever. I'm not gonna talk nothing more about that.
Built that way. I wasn't trained that way. And I know it hurts. I'm sure it hurts. And, but I've accepted a long time ago, like, look, I don't have no problem being alone. I understand that most people won't understand me. And I'm not hurt by that. But as far as me changing, that's just something I'll have to do. Nobody can force me to change, and as much as they may want me to change, that don't mean anything. So back to this, I think it makes me feel a certain type of way. Like, I'm not one to even really be speaking about relationships. I really am not, because I feel like my first
Because I ain't qualified to be telling you how it is on that side. I don't know what it is to be on that side. Shit, I'm right here single, and I'd be like, I'm happy like that. And it might as well be that way, because I feel like I'm more constructive, or I'm more leveled by my not by myself. Okay, let me not say it like that. When I'm not in a so-called relationship, I feel like a relationship just brings drama. It just brings drama. It brings on a lot of stress. It brings on a lot of unnecessaries. And yeah, I mean, I've been, don't get me wrong, I've been in a relationship that has worked. I've been in two of them, actually. Actually, no, three, if we're count, we could even say four. One, two, three, four. One of them being with myself, okay, with my child, okay, because relationships is not just between a male and a female. That's ridiculous. A relationship stimulates from all types of different sources. Okay, and it don't even have to be sexual. It don't have to be none of that. A relationship is built off the foundation of respect, mutual respect. That's it. End of discussion. So I've been in, excluding myself, I've had about three, and one of them is my child. Two of them is with males. So I'm not saying that it's impossible to be in a relationship, but the relationships are often interrupted and are they're attacked. Relationships, especially healthy relationships that are built on the foundation of mutual respect, are often attacked by societal bullshit and all. It's a plethora of different manners and methods of which they will attack, and some are directly, others are indirectly, and one of the most direct ones would be financial. Okay, but anyways,
experiences or my first examples, like, my parents weren't the best people to give me an example of what marriage looked like, or what a relationship looked like, because it was so dysfunctional. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. And do I see, and that's another thing. It's like, I look around and do I see people who are in a, who are in a, oh, I'm sorry, who are in a relationship that seems to be working? Not really.
no, because most of the time what we're seeing is they're acting like, that's why I'm not really into too much PDA. I mean, it really depends. Like, the only times that I'm like really into like PDA is like it just depends on the situation. But a lot of that shit is just overdone. Like, it's just like, ew, like fucking not ew, but like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, it's attention. It's like attention. I guess people just like attention, and it's like, well, I like attention, but I don't want attention from the whole damn, and motherfuckers is watching. Some shit is like, yeah, fuck it. It depends on the moment. It's kind of just spontaneous, like whatever. But like as far as all that extra shit is just, it's just wow to me. It's kind of, it's just too much. It's too much. But I mean, that's for me personally. I don't knock it. When I see it, if I see it, and I've seen very few occasions where I've seen like PDA and it was like actual like in that moment, and like it was very like passionate, and that was, yeah, that you could just feel that energy. Most of what I've seen and I pick up on is just a bunch of fucking bullshit and like fucking behavioral acting. This is for attention seekers, or it comes with the jealousy and possessive factor. It's like, oh, I want the whole world to know this is mine, which that don't bother me. I could definitely understand, especially if these are like, this is an attractive couple. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, like this is, we're together. Leave us the fuck alone, bitch. I see you looking like, and so like, see, but some, you gotta be kind of coy with it, like, or not coy, but like, be the baddie with it. Then if you're gonna do it that way, which is fine. I mean, I'm probably gonna laugh, and they gonna laugh and wink too. I mean, I've seen, it's very few times, occasions where that happens, but when it do happen, it's kind of like, hey, okay. But anyways.
I've been a witness to so much fuckery in people's relationships, which is like, which is why I just stay away from them. I stay away from relationships. I try not to get too much of my feelings involved. And I do it for obvious reasons. Because ain't nobody finna be hurting me. And I don't want to hurt nobody. So,
But I will if I have to.
so what the fuck? And marriage, I was like, marriage, you know how, I mean, marriage is nothing to me but it's just a huge fucking tax deduction, okay? It's like how much money it costs to just go and get the fucking dress that I don't even want to wear. I mean, if I had to be absolutely realistic and honest, not just with myself, but to the world about what do I consider to be a relationship, is that I don't want to possess no one. I don't want to control no one. I want.
Untrue. Okay, maybe I don't want to. You don't want to. I believe in. Okay, what do I believe in as far as a relationship? I mean, first, we already stated it a couple times. I already stated it a couple times. Built on mutual respect, right? Okay, so that's one. And another two would be compatibility. Three would be compromise. Four would definitely be contract. You get that shit in writing, not with the state, with you and whoever the parties are. I put an S at the end for plural, okay, because you never know. And then, yeah, just your principles and your guidelines. Like, motherfucker, you ain't getting divorced. Where the fuck you think you going to? You better go scream or something, or go kick a ball. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that shit don't. And like, for real, like, you're not, ain't nobody gonna get half of nothing. I mean, but it really depends. Like, how you better be willing to fight then, because it's like, you don't. It's like an investment. A relationship is an investment, whether it's with energy, material. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking investment. And like I said, mutual respect. If there ain't no mutual respect and equal parts of respect, then it ain't never gonna last. Never ever. It'll never ever last. You have to have mutual respect. If it's unbalanced, it ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna last the way is healthy. I mean, fuck. So back to the control aspect. I don't want to possess no one. Don't want to control them. Not really, because actually that's rather difficult. However, I don't mind doing a power exchange. It's like I say that with means to this is like, because a lot of us were groomed to be very passive, but yet, like the inner voice be like, fucking, like, no, this, that, and the third, and to be more assertive. So, yeah, control, maybe not, but suggesting, yes, and maybe a little bit bitchy sometimes, and bitchy in the cute way, not like in a fucking arrogant way. or to be more assertive, I guess, which people would be like, oh, that's being dominant. Well, I don't see it that way, but I do see it as being more assertive. Yeah. And I think that's something that a lot of women, females, still have to work on, including myself. But, anyways.
I want this person or us because I have to include that there's